Let the support unit help out if you need to restock. Transmit a request from your iDroid and I'll send supplies right away.
Зой-1, что случилось? Ответьте, Зой-1! КП, Зой-1! У нас тут взрыв! Какие будут указания? Прием! Это КП, понял. Будьте начеку. Выкрути врага. Конец связи.
The map has been updated. The map has been updated.
Всем боевым группам, это КП!
Jesus.
На боевые позиции! Повторяю, все подразделения, на боевые позиции!
Are you really about to do that? Oh, terrible combat.
Прекратить огонь! Прекратить огонь!
Boss, that's a serious injury. It won't heal on its own. You'll need to treat it with first aid.
I'm trying to steal your friends here. What the hell? What the?
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Extraction failed.
No.
Extraction
Это КП, понял.
failed.
Проверьте, но осторожно. Конец связи.
He's coming too. Roger that. Spit it out.
The map has been updated.
КП, разломила! Вы выстрелили огнем! Нужна помощь!
Talking about.
Это КП, понял? Внимание всем подразделениям! Отправить резервы на помощь! Повторяю, отправить помощь! Конец связи! КП-206! Потерял противника! Ищу последней точки соприкосновения! Прием! Это КП, понял? Будьте начеку и найдите противника! Конец связи! КП, это зона 7! Никаких признаков противника! Обыскиваю местность! Прием! Это КП, понял. Следите за ними, не позволяйте им уходить с фланга. Конец связи.
Нужно прикрытие! Мы его выследим!
Analysis complete. Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
Fuck's sake.
Всем боевым группам, это КП! На нас напали! Всех подразделениям занять боевые позиции! Ищу последнюю точку соприкосновения. Прием.
Please select a
КП,
strike
понял.
point.
Обследуйте.
Вот, сюда! Где же ты прячешься?
КП, это зона 7. Никаких признаков противника. Обыскиваю местность. Прием. Это КП. Опустите каждый угол. Они где-то здесь. Конец связи.
That material. It could be just what we need to develop new weapons and equipment.
Двигайтесь!
This is B-Quad. Approaching position. Всем боевым группам, это КП. Все огневые силы против вражеского вертолета.
Squad helicopter has arrived.
arrived at marker. Cover fire. In hot.
Lost Sand is a major outpost that links this region together. It's huge. Its position in the mountains makes it hard to attack. Don't take this one lightly.
This is B-Quad. Taking too many
You
hits.
have arrived
I gotta pull
at
out.
destination.
Yeah, that is a pathetic helicopter. Yeah, where is he? You know, all the guards always huddle around here. They have to be on somewhere around here. But where do you... Maybe in the only locked door in here.
There. That's the target.
Этот протез. Я его сделал. Это мой шедевр.
Это зона 7. Мы осмотрели сектор, ничего не нашли.
Обычные протезы. Это скучно.
Это КП.
Great.
Понял.
If there's nothing in the way overhead, you should be able to bulletin him. Target extraction confirmed.
Mission
Your
incomplete.
objective's complete. Exfiltrate out of the hot zone by chopper or on land.
32. У нас проблема. Тревога по всем постам. КП, зона 1. У нас могут быть нарушители. Полная боевая готовность. Прием. Это КП, понял. Проверьте окрестности.
Well,
Конец связи.
I'm terribly done. So far in this game, I have proven to suck. I'm gonna blame it on the Let's Play curse.
development project has been added.
Mission complete, boss.
Well, B's not too bad.
The engineer we rescued has been extremely cooperative. The guys on the R&D team are glad to have him aboard. Thing is, his specialty isn't mechanics, but something called Bionics, engineering based on biology. He's already submitted a proposal for modifying your prosthetic arm. If you're interested, go ahead and give the development order.
Maybe I can get the rocket or punch. You know, I listened to the base development unit. Cool. About time.
Our army is growing like crazy thanks to you, boss. In fact, it's getting downright crowded around here. To bring a greater number of people on board, we'll need to expand our facilities.
Yes.
To that end, I've created a base development unit. It has two roles, material refinement and platform construction. I'll start with the material refinement part. The base development unit procures material resources on a regular basis according to its level. The materials are stored in containers and placed on the deck of Mother Base. Once they're finished being processed, they can finally be put to use. By using these materials to build new platforms, we'll be able to add a greater number of staff to our ranks. We don't need any specific instructions from you to refine the materials, but I want you to be the one to decide how we construct platforms. Once we have sufficient GMP and the required material resources, you can issue construction orders from your iDroid.
Alrighty. Why do the volunteers always suck? Why is my freaking army is looking like I'm a sausage fest? I have one female soldier. I want it to be a taco salad. Alright.
Boss, we've received a back channel request from Langley. We're to find a piece of new American military hardware that's gone missing in the mountains of Afghanistan. It's a difficult mission, but I'd say you're back in top form by now. Check your iDroid for the details.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do some base management. So we'll cut and down that. I'm back. And I got a ship. Let's see what I got. Oh yeah, so now I can bolt in cargo, which is awesome. By the way, I'm gonna try to make it to the power plant, and while I do, I'm gonna play some cassette tapes because they're actually quite interesting and they reveal a lot of the story. But I don't want to just sit here playing the cassette tapes doing nothing. So I think there's a good way to let you guys hear it while I keep playing. What's it? Ah, there it is.
Marker placed.
Alrighty.
You were hospitalized in Dekelia, a British sovereign base area on Cyprus. It's part of British overseas territory that falls outside of Cypriot jurisdiction. You got moved from Cuba's Little America right into Cyprus's Little Britain. Why Dekelia? The UK and the US remain close allies. The last place Cypher would think to look for you is inside their own system. That's what kept you safe in British military hospital for 9 years. The safest place from a whale is inside its own belly. You were a regular Geppetto.
Well, it wasn't Pinocchio who led me out to safety. So who was that guy?
Cypher went so far as to attack British territory, burning their own ally. That's how badly they wanted you dead.
He said I was in a British military hospital. But the doctor had a Greek accent.
They hire local...
So your suppressor is worn out. That gun will be as...
Kelly is also a Greek citizen.
Boss, that's a serious injury. It won't heal on its own. You'll need to treat it with first aid.
Not yet. The Cyprus dispute is still a long way from resolved. The country is just as split as it was in '74. Turkish Cypriots in the north, Greek Cypriots in the south. Between them, the Green Line, the UN established.
And Decalia sits right on top of it.
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake? Snake!
Oops, that was a bad idea. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna take you down. Oh god!
Это КП, понял. На нас напали. Всем подразделениям. Боевую готовность. Конец связи.
Is he gonna fall asleep? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Ah, yes. I wonder if I can... I wonder what that's for. What I can hold on to. Try. Okay, back to the cassette tapes.
You're up.
We're changing ships.
We can't go sailing the Suez in a whaler.
The Suez Canal. When did they reopen it?
Not long after you were attacked. Once they finished sweeping it for mines after the Arab-Israeli conflict. Can you stand?
Select a drop point.
We've got to transfer it to a container ship for passage through the Suez. Our destination is Pakistan, Afghanistan. There we disembark and head via Peshawar to the Zero Line border. We'll travel to the Khyber Pass by road.
And then?
Continue on horseback. Afghanistan's main roads are under Soviet control. We'll need to go around them. It'll be all narrow, winding paths through the mountains. We'll do better on horseback. It's a local guerrilla tactic. They use the higher ridges to avoid air recons. Then they charge down the mountains for ambushes. The Soviets still haven't devised a counter-strategy. Our time frame is only half as much as we really need. It'll be a tough march.
Better horses than boats.
Well, it'll make for good physiotherapy. Take the time to get used to that new arm.
While the Soviets have indicated they are not participating in the Los Angeles Olympics, primarily because the United States has made no attempt to guarantee the safety of the Soviet Union's athletes, the United States is increasingly demonstrating the belief that the issue has nothing to do with its preparations, and in fact this is retaliation for the Western nations' boycott of the previous Moscow Olympics. That concludes today's news.
That's quite some news.
The Soviet Union not attending the LA Olympics? Yeah. Andropov's death has changed some things. They're calling it revenge for the Western boycott of the Moscow Olympics.
Countries boycotted the Moscow Olympics.
Yes. In protest of the Soviet Union's invasion of Afghanistan. Over 50 countries were absent. It's too bad I didn't get to see Yamashita's judo. When the 40th Army crossed the Amu River 4 years ago, détente went right out the window. The U.S. Congress chose not to ratify SALT II, and Reagan's hardline politics won in the presidency in a landslide. According to him, the Soviet Union's an evil empire.
A second Cold War.
And there's been no end to regional conflicts and civil wars. Lebanon, the Falklands, Grenada, Iran, Iraq. The story never changes. Egypt and Israel did sign a peace treaty. But then the driving force on the Egypt...
Inside, President Sadat was assassinated afterward.
Extraction arrived.
Apparently, his actions were considered a betrayal of his fellow Arabs.
Islamic extremists?
Yes, fundamentalist extremists have been responsible for some bold in recent years.
We've had extremist students in Iran take U.S. embassy workers hostage and suicide bombings in Lebanon. Over 300 foreign soldiers stationed there have been killed.
Countries have yet to develop an effective means of dealing with terrorism. Afraid of losing their own men, they pulled their forces out,
Kill me.
handing private forces a golden opportunity.
Private forces.
Small armies with no national affiliation, working for the highest bidder. That's right, they got the idea from you. After Mother Base went down, they began spreading to meet the soaring demand. Miller's organization is just one of many PFs now.
That was DD's
Snake,
fault.
are you okay? Snake!
I thought I was dying for him.
Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me. I've gone easy on you up until now. But this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them. Miller was trying to find a way to turn his and your talents into a line of work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. But the reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this client. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica. The client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The Mother Base, that would be your new base of operations. Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men.
Extraction
As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good.